going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of How Can I Torture Myself Today with Car Mod. Oh man. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Smash that subscribe button, it would mean a lot. I got a lot going on. Actually, if you're new, you don't know, this is my E36 M3 that I got for under 5 grand. It's 233,000 miles on it, and I'm basically redoing the entire thing. I have a ton of videos on this car. Really soon there's going to be an S54 swap done. I'm not going to be doing it. I don't have all the tools or the space to do it, but I do as much as I can myself, and I'm learning a ton. So the focus of today's video, man, I've asked multiple people about what I'm about to try and do. Every single one of them says, good luck. It is the biggest pain in the ass there is. You're going to hate your life. Comforting. Thanks, guys. Here's the install. So these are BMW Motorsport door handles. Really sick, really expensive, and apparently a really big pain in the ass to put in because you have to basically take apart the entire door, you have to remove the glass. But I've replaced basically every trim piece on this car on the exterior. I've replaced beyond, well, I'll just show you. Beyond the window trim, I've replaced all the impact strips on the bumpers and all the side moldings on the car, and then all the lights as well, and the front lip too. You can't see that. All of that is new. The only thing that isn't, and it bugs me, are these handles. And I mean, they're super old. You can tell the blacks don't match, which, you know, bugs me. But then, you know, like this side over here, you can see it's just janky. It's just old, you know? And the grommet on the outside of this trim piece is starting to deteriorate. I mean, it's 24 years old. Now again, I've talked to a few people about doing this, and they all say, dude, it is the worst. You have to take the glass out, you have to take the entire door handle apart. It is awful. So, figured it's a nice weekend, it's beautiful weather. What better thing to do than tear my hands apart trying to get these Motorsport door handles in? No, but I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that's the task for this weekend. I have a feeling because everyone I've talked to says it's such a big pain, it'll probably take me the entire weekend. Start by taking off my door panel, removing it, and then really getting into everything behind there. So the first thing I gotta do is take off this door panel. But actually the first thing I gotta do is clean up. I'm a mess still from when I installed my seats. Yeah, some of you were commenting on the color or the quality. See if I can get you a little better. Actually, it's a pretty good blue for the car. Stitching. I mean, they still need to be vacuumed up and stuff, but they're good. I'm stoked with them. All right. I'm literally just trying to delay the inevitable torture that's about to happen. Let's do it. Alright, so apparently you have to take off the door trim piece in order to do something, I'm not sure. And if you're wondering why I'm being so cautious with mine, because like I said, I replaced all the exterior trim pieces beyond the door handles, so I really don't want to break anything on that new trim piece. So tried to be as careful with it as I could, got everything off, everything's good. Now let's see where I have to go. Alright, so these little clips right here, you have to remove, and from what I've seen, it is borderline impossible to do it without scratching the paint. So here's what I've found that works. If you can slip a little screwdriver up and then move this little clip up like that, I mean, it's still almost impossible to not scratch the paint. When you get them out of their lip, which is almost, it's a huge pain in the ass, then come through and stick some plastic behind it. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do now is take these two nuts off, and then these are bolted through, but you can only get them from the other side, which is why you had to take the door trim off, because then you can reach them through that hole right there. Alright, so you can see that guy right there is, there we go, it's those right there. So you want to remove those. Alright, so these are removed like I showed you. There's another bolt right there that's called the rear window bracket, I believe. That needs to come out as well. Then I believe if I take these arms out of the guides, I believe I'll be able to remove the window. So before you actually remove these, since all the brackets are off, since that bracket is disconnected and this bracket's disconnected, before you just pop these off the guides, make sure you have someone supporting. That's why I got muscles. Go ahead, flex for them. Oh yeah. Alright, so I believe now that I have muscles out here, I can pop these off of the rails and I think remove the window. We'll see. Alright, so window out. And to get the window out, there are these little guide brackets or stoppers or whatever. And they go into the slide, the window's reversed, but on the other side they'll pop in, and you have to take these off. So the way you do that is you remove the top bolt and you then loosen the bottom one, and then you slide them off the slider. So now the window is out. I think now what I have to do is remove this rail. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, now I have a lot better access to the actual handle up there. Now I gotta figure out what to do next.
What's you doing?
Ooh.
Okay, now look away.
Alright, so there are 3 plugs in there. I am removing those right now. I'm just going to put, since there's 2 white ones that look pretty identical, I'm going to put some black tape around this one just so I know the black tape white plug goes on the front. I'm going to unscrew this so I can unlink this linkage that goes up to the handle up here. Then I think I'm going to loosen these up the rest of the way and maybe start to look at actually taking the door handle off. This little grommet right here, the way that's held in place is with this little mechanism right here, which slides. So you can see this right here. The way to grab it is this little lipped edge right there. You grab it with kind of like an L-shape thing and you pull it, and then it slides and it closes those little holes up. So yeah, that is going to be a pain in the butt, because the way you access that is through here. So that little hole right there gains you access to pull that lever that I just showed you. So you pull that lever, then you'll be able to pop that off. Alright, so to prepare for this, I went and grabbed a bunch of these style tools yesterday. They're actually just a little kit, so hopefully this will make my life a little easier with this. Start off with this one. So what you can basically see when you look in that hole is basically like that. You can see this little arm. So you really can't see this little piece that you're trying to grab. So if you can see, you'll see this, you know that this piece isn't far behind it. Ooh. Okay, now if that worked, this should be able to just, yeah. Oh, there we go. All right, so now what we do is loosen this, which I got another tool for. Loosen that, and that should be all that's holding this into place from what I know of. All right, this is what I got for just some like almost O-ring pliers I got for this lock, because it looks like if you just, oh yeah, it's not even that tight. All right, so the next thing holding this in, let's see if I can get this for you guys. See, there it is. You have to take off that little locking mechanism, saying that little clip. So that thing right there. So I believe that's holding it in, and I believe that's just a little pin. I don't think it's a screw, I think it's just a pin. So I'm gonna try and take that off. That little clip I was showing you, where that is right, let's see if I can get my hand there. It's this little guy right there. So now that that's out, now the handle has a ton of play. So now I'm pretty sure I'm close to being able to take it out. Alright, so now what I've done is I taped up the front of the Motorsport handle because I don't want it to get messed up when I install it. I put all the electrical from the old handle to the new one, and I'm assuming these little components right up here, they have little like almost push sensors, so I'm assuming they have to do with like when the door is open and when the door is locked or something along those lines. It has to be something like that because they only initiate at certain points, so it has to be something like that. Now I'm going to try and get the linkage hooked back up correctly, which I'm actually not entirely sure how that part goes. So I need to get the linkage hooked back up and then install this. The linkage is what scares me. Alright, so here's the door lock as you see it in the car. This is the part that the door shuts on. This little hole right here, this little piece is for the door lock, and that goes right in there. Then this long one back here, this connects to the inside door handle, and then this piece right here will loop to the actual door handle for the outside of the door. So now we have to put all this back together and then shove the entire assembly back up into the car. Alright, so this piece is, I had it going sideways. It actually goes straight up and down. Then you slip this in there. Now, okay boys, here we go. This is in. I guess I can put the new grommet in there as well. The only thing I have to do is put the new grommet in and then reach back in here and pull that thing so it locks it in place. Then it'll be good to go. Oh, time to see what all this work was for. Oh man. Dude, it looks so good. Totally worth it. Man, we got some birds just having an argument up there. All right, now I think I can start putting the door back together since the door handles are all in, the lock mechanism works, everything works. So now I can start putting the rails back in, everything back together. That's done. All right, so I got like 90% of the way done, and when I would roll the window up, it would catch right here and peel this up. I didn't know there was a rubber channel right here to put the front of the window into, so now I have to go back, take all this apart basically, and put the window back into that rubber channel. So if you're doing this or you're taking the window out, just know there's a front rubber channel. Yeah, you gotta really want some special freaking door handles to go through this. So, window is in the front now, in the front guide. Everything good, everything good, everything good. And so, shut door, that works. Shut door. It works. So now, all I really have to do is go through and button up the door panels and like a window liner, and that's it. Oh man. So I started this around 11 o'clock today, and now it is probably 7. It definitely helps to have 2 people. I mean, if you aren't going for, you gotta really want these door handles to go through this. I mean, taking the window out isn't really that big a deal. It's just a bunch of little things that ends up making this job hard. Getting all the linkage properly linked together, you know, once you do that, it makes it kind of difficult. Getting the windows on the rails is definitely a 2-person job. I mean, getting the linkage and stuff connected from the old one, it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. It's not the worst thing. I have a feeling that this second door is gonna go a lot faster. The first one you always learn on. I did learn a ton. I mean, again, if you don't want these door handles, this isn't like a just buy them and it'll be, you can knock both of these things out in, you know, a couple hours. It's a pain in the butt. It definitely is. But it's gonna be sick. It's going to look good. I mean, here's the other one. Here's the one I did today. I mean, it came out looking really good. I love this. This new molding looks great. Oh no. I never tested to see if the key works. So when you buy these from the dealership, you have to give them your either registration or title and your ID to make sure that you can actually buy locks, you own the car, and they'll key it to your car. I haven't tested to make sure that these keys actually work. Okay. We're good. Key works. Good on you, BMW. Oh, I'm gonna call it a day with this one, guys. I'm gonna wrap up this door. I'm gonna knock out the other one tomorrow. I'm not gonna make the same video twice. You guys don't wanna see that unless you're just into watching someone torture themselves. So if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me, guys. Smash the like button. This was a job. So smash that like button. Getting closer to the S54 in there. I will see you on the next video. Peace.